So yeah, hi. Just to repeat myself, my name is Rinjay. I'm a Sitecore developer at Valtech, and for the past couple of months, I've been working with Sitecore Content Hub, developing digital asset management solutions. And today, I would like to take some time and share, demo different features of Sitecore Content Hub and the most important features of Sitecore Content Hub and why they're so great. First of all, how many people here know what digital asset management is? How many people have used digital asset or developed? Great. So for people who are less familiar with DAM's digital asset management system, DAM is a system where an organization can store, share their internal digital assets. And those digital assets can be images, videos, audios, documentation, documents like PDF, Word documents, 3D renderings, and any file type you can actually think of. You might think, what's the difference between this and Dropbox or any other cloud storage platform? Well, digital asset management systems are very focused on managing assets instead of, it also does storage and sharing assets, but it's very focused on management. So this could be security. So you can track who's using those assets, where it's being used. You can make sure there's stopping is when the contract's over, when you have to stop using those assets. You can also use different tags and metadata to control who can have access, who can download these assets, and who can actually use it. So Sitecore Content Hub is a Sitecore version of the DAM solution, and it's actually a little bit more than that. They have MRM, which is Marketing and Resource Management, and PCM, which is Product Content Management. You can have catalogs of your products and link them to your digital assets like product images, product schematics, product documentations, presentation. You can link your digital assets with your products. So I work with the DAM part and PCM part, and I would like to focus on the DAM part because that's the biggest module of content. So let me go right into the demo. I'm hoping that everyone will
so it says your product. So
yeah, that's my name.
Yeah, it's actually this.
Right. So this is the home page. Once you log in, you get a portal, and you can do basic searches like Google image search, but this isn't really utilized that much unless you know exactly what you want to type in. My profile, you can see the profile of the personalization. Selections is a interesting page where you can bookmark assets and come back to them later. Your favorite assets that maybe you're using a logo on. So you put logos into your favorites and access them all. My searches, you can save searches. You can build complex queries, and you can save those queries so you can just execute with one button. Downloads, this is where all the previous downloads are stored, and docs, this is more of a background tasks that Content Hub processes, and you can see the status of it, failed, succeeded, and all that. The main page is the content page. Now it's called the asset page. The content page is where you see all your organization's approved assets. So again, these could be videos, images, mostly images, right? Audio files, documents, you name it. They're all stored over And you're only allowed to see assets that you're allowed to see. So let's say you are a third-party social media marketing company that has access to your client's content hub. They will only see assets that are related to social media marketing. And I'm going to show you an example of it soon. Here's where you can search for keywords, description, tags, titles, file name, full text search. On the left side, you can filter through assets. So this is something that's a little bit different from your traditional file storage systems, where on Dropbox you make a folder and you put your content within that folder, right? It's a folder structure. Content Hub, you just put all of your assets in this one page. And how you find your asset is actually by doing searches and filtering them. So, for example, you're looking at social images that you want to post to social media, and you want to filter those that are appropriate for, let's say, Facebook or Twitter. What you would do is you go to the left-hand side, filter through all the social media assets right here, and it will only show you assets that are appropriate for social media. And you can select like different regions. I want to promote these items in, let's say, Brazil. I'll click on Latin America, and as you can see, it's a taxonomy system where once you click on Latin America, you can get more options below that, like Brazil, Colombia, and when you click on Brazil, you get all the assets that are related to social media, which has a region called associated with Brazil. So that's how you search for things, and you can do way more than that. Like, I'm getting 5 results because I have 74 total image size, but companies, large organizations, they have tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of assets, right? They want to narrow that search down to maybe the best 10 or so. And how you do that is you search, you use the search functionality, and you describe the image or asset that you're looking for. Let's say I want to get the result of all food related within this filter. So if I look for food, I get loads. It gets me all the food related assets. And I'm going to show you exactly how this filter and this search is constructed and how you can make it work in your system. So I'm going to select an asset because I found the asset that I wanted, and I'm going to go into the detail page. This is the asset detail page where all the tags, metadata, properties, whatever you want to call it, lives. Firstly, you see file name, description, and title. This is all from, except for the description, all from the file itself that you upload, and you can tag it with different values, different tags. For example, this tag section right here is very interesting that I didn't tag this with anything. It's actually the Microsoft's computer vision API, looking at the image and figuring out what this image is about. So this is a very useful feature, and this is how I searched for food on a full text search and got the result with 3 food related assets, because the first tag says food right there.
It gets tagged automatically on upload.
Yeah, on upload,
Nice.
it'll tag it. Also, if you look at the bottom section, you see image analysis, description, or food as well.
How good is it? Do you find like
So sometimes if the image isn't 100% clear, it comes up with some unrelatable description or tags. But good thing is you can go into the settings in Content Hub and set the what do you call it? Confidence level. So yeah, sensitive. So Microsoft's API also passes in how confident they are with the tags that they're giving, and you can filter it so it only tags it with stuff that are with confidence of 90% or 95%.
Yep. So that description of bowl, food, and broccoli, that came in through Microsoft.
Yeah.
You got that?
With Microsoft.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. It shows the dominant colors as well, and black and orange, gray.
Is there any way to give feedback to the algorithm for experiments going forward? Or that's
So this is just purely using off-the-shelf Microsoft computer vision API. Send them a picture, they get you tags, brings it back. I heard in the case where they're setting up environment-specific machine learning computer vision service where you're going to make it learn for your own, your own. Yeah. Yeah. So this is where you tag it with any custom tags that you might want to have. So this type field, this is something I added myself. This is custom to this environment. So I tagged it with social media, saying that, oh, this is a social media asset. I can change this to, let's see, recipe asset. And if I save it, if I go back to the content section, and then filter through recipe asset, you'll start seeing it soon. Nope, you should be able to see it right away. I'll do it with something else. Asset, and now I'll go back to the content section and recipe asset. There we go. So these.
There's the other one there.
Oh, there's the other one there. Yeah. So you tag it with different tags and these tags are all custom. You can add different tags for your own organization. Maybe it makes sense for your organization to have channels saying, oh, you want to publish to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can add those taxonomy values to each asset, and you can filter by them on the side. And that's how you help your organization find the right asset and use them all. Pardon? There are some recommended default tags, taxonomies, but there aren't many. So you want to, as an implementer, what your job is, you get the requirements from your clients, see what kind of taxonomy they want to tag, what they want to add to their assets. So it's easier for their organization, for their use case, to find those assets. So you're going to see their requirements, and you're going to add those custom taxonomies. That's, I would say, 30 to 50% of the work on content. Yes, it is. I know there's a pricing plan for Vision because it's not free, of course, right? You have to pay Microsoft for every 1,000 assets that it goes through. Not sure about the financial aspect of Content Hub, but yeah, you can disable it for your organization, or you can actually enable it for certain types of assets. So in this case, I only enabled it for social media assets. If it's something else like recipe assets, it won't do the machine learning computer vision tagging. So this is how companies can save on cost while having tags automatically generated for the assets that they use. Yeah. Anyway. You have to subscribe to the out of the box for now. I'm not sure what they're going to do in future iterations. I see a lot of things changing with Content Hub. Like from 2 months ago to not right now, they added so many different connectors, so many different external ports, modules. They added so much in the last 2 months. So I'm really looking forward to what they're going to add in 6 months, year from now, 2 years, right?
Also a really robust, kind of pipeline sort of thing where you can have things like an advert fall on actions that are on the platform. So something gets triggered, you could use an action, via advert, for example, on apps with Google, either didn't make the eyes and then updating your pipeline based on your own code. So you have the ability to plug in arbitrary code anywhere in the process. In the meantime, do that yourself.
Yeah, so I was going to get into triggers, actions, and scripts, which you can actually have a trigger point on most of the things that you can click on. So let's say you're editing this document, you put in some values in the description or file name, you make a change, and you're pressing save. And we can make that save button a trigger point. And as soon as you click on that trigger button, you can run a script. And you can have any custom script in that. You can call third-party APIs. The imagination is your limit, right? And same thing with like downloads. As soon as you click on download the original, you can do another trigger one different. For example, a use case that I've seen was if you download a custom download, it'll automatically notify the administrator by email. So there was a trigger on custom download, a script that would email the administrator automatically, telling them, oh, this person downloaded this asset with this custom resolution. So I'm going to get into like different types of downloads to do right now. So I want to download this asset, then if you download the original, you get the full resolution image. And if you do custom download, you can actually define how you want that. So PNG, you can download it as a PNG file, different color space, different DPI, or different resolution that you can tell to convert to 1,000 pixel by 1,000 pixel, and you can create the order. They'll actually notify you via email and browser notification when it's done processing, and you can download it later. You can also create public links. It's hidden there. You can create public links, which can be used anywhere. Anyone with the access of this link. So I'm going to create it right now. You can set expiration date, different type of resolution. So if you want to share lower resolution, higher resolution, it's all custom. I'm going to share the original, save, and it'll create a link to this image. And you can use this image anywhere, including Sitecore. If you didn't bother to install a connector, you can share it on, let's say some organizations using WordPress, you can use this link, pop it on WordPress, you'll see. So you click on this, image model. And the great thing about this is you can version, you can have multiple versions of assets. So if you upload a new version, let's say this person is holding a chopstick instead of a fork. You upload that image and you replace that image with the one with the chopsticks. The moment you do that, this public link, it stays the same. But on all pages that use this link, will automatically upload to the image that is holding the chop. So this is how you control version, and this is how you have a single source of truth.
Can also be a good way to fix perhaps mistakes right across an organization.
If you made a mistake in 5 different places, you won't have to go to those 5 different places to edit, right? You just place it in one place or get fixed for all the other places that you use this image. And yeah, that's the asset detail page. All right, a big thing is DRM, which is digital right mapping. This is a big thing for big organizations that subscribe to third-party asset services. So Shutterstock or different photography asset organizations that you can buy the license to. You can add a license right here saying, oh, this image is actually purchased and licensed by Shutterstock. And you can only use this image on Facebook, or we can only use this image on certain websites, or you can only use this image on certain brochure that is going to be distributed in certain regions of Europe or Asia, North America. You can add all those properties into the license, and you can control who gets access and how it gets used, so it doesn't get misused and you don't get sued for millions of dollars by those companies. So that's I think that's going to be the last demo piece I'm going to share. Yeah.
Is there an image editor?
There's no image editor. There's connections to connectors to image editors, and one of the examples is Adobe InDesign. There's a connector for it. I believe they just came out with Adobe Photoshop. There's also OneDrive connector, Microsoft OneDrive connector, where you can check out assets, do your work on OneDrive, you do Control-S, and then publish. It's like Git control, right? You pull, edit, push it back. There's connectors like that.
Sorry, one more. Is there a workflow for building content?
All right, I'm just going to do that.
You were gonna do that.
Yeah, there you go. I feel like I'm not believing enough.
Oh, no, don't. Nobody cares about what Blair and I have to say. I promise you that. Everyone's here for you, not us.
Speaking of editing, does it provide auto cropping?
That's not entirely true.
What do you mean by auto crop?
So if you're using an asset in like a certain dimensions of resolution, and does it respect that in terms of cropping? Does
Yeah.
it stretch or?
So remember the asset that I crop, I think that I downloaded with custom resolution. I downloaded it with 1000 by 1000. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to go back to my 1000 resolution, and it's probably done by. Yeah, done. Downloaded. Come to the zip file. And I did 1000 by 1000. It automatically knew that aspect ratio was different, and it cropped. That's so good.
Can you pick a focal point?
Pardon?
A focal point of the image? Like if it's a really big image and you want to like focus on a very small left side or right side, like not just have an auto crop.
Not with this version, but in the latest version. I've seen documentation where you can set smart focus when it's cropping through the smart cropping. So
Yeah.
it's going to skew it to the side where most of the details are, and it crops it there.
Right.
Haven't used that feature yet. Very good problem. Yeah, this is, by the way, a version 3.1. Now they have 3.2, 3.3. This was the version that I was able to get my hands on. So on your future implementation, you may see a lot more features than you're looking at right now, and more refined. Yeah, so I answered your question. I hope. And yeah, I'm going to answer your question about workflow, creating, so uploading the asset, reviewing, approving the asset, and then actually showing those approved assets in the content section right here. So before this demo, I uploaded a bunch of assets, and how you upload these assets is really easy. Top right corner, you say upload file. You choose a file, and it uploads. Easy, right? Dropbox, Google Drive, same thing. Once you upload it, it'll take a little bit of time to get the renditions. So there's 3 different renditions out of the box, which is preview, thumbnail, and original. Original is the best resolution you can get, but thumbnail, it actually does a conversion in the background when you upload the asset and makes a mini version of that. So it can show thumbnails like right here and not load 3 megabyte image per second, right? So if I refresh, I get the latest file. So as a content creator, I may upload this file. And also, as a content creator, I might not see all these pages at the top. So content page, collection page, review page, URL manage, all those pages might not be accessible. It all depends on the user group that you're assigned to. If you're only assigned to content uploader or content creator, you might only get access free. And only thing you can do is upload a file. So once you upload a file, let's give this a title. Save it, and I can submit it for approval. Yeah, submit it for approval. And once I do that, I'll get an error because I didn't fill in the types field. You remember in the type field where you can set it to social media asset, recipe asset, product asset, those kinds of logo. So I'm going to go back to the edit page. You see how there's star on the type. You can set it to. You can refresh. I might have to log in again. There's a timeout on login. And our server is frozen.
That should happen in every day.
Absolutely.
It doesn't happen out.
Yeah.
There's something wrong.
There's
It's not a good demo.
especially, yeah, especially great.
There you
We're loaded it.
How about-
You're back at the create section. reinstalled. It didn't let me publish or submit for approval because I didn't set any type, which is a required field. You can make any field required, and that makes your data more tailored to your organization and make it easier for future content authors to find this file when they actually need it. So it's a great way to enforce good practice, right? I'm going to select social media, one, and I'm going to save it. And I'm going to submit it for approval. And this time it's irrelevant. So it's actually going to go to the review section now. And as a content reviewer or administrator, I can review this asset and approve it, reject it, comment on it, annotate it, saying, oh, this part is weird, we fix it, and we upload it, all those kinds of stuff. So I'm going to show you that. As an approver, I like the title, I like the filing, the type is correct, but I don't like the, let's say, I don't like the aspect ratio. It's too tall. I want it to be a little bit shorter. So I can go into annotate. And I can draw a circle to point out I want more fixes. I can say please for all. Okay. Create, and I can actually reject this, saying please and the asset creator will see their asset again in the create page. They might look at it and see, oh, I see my asset that I submitted for approval back in the create section. I might, and you can see this little icon on the left bottom corner of this asset. It says rejected. So it brings attention to asset creation. Right? We go here and see reason for rejection is comment, and I'm going to go to the comment section and see what they commented. And I see please crop it shorter, and this is the area that they want to focus on, and I will do that and upload a new image and then submit it for approval. Once that's done, then we can create page. Some of the different image.
Now, if you had the Adobe InDesign or Photoshop plugin, would you actually be able to see those comments and stuff in your system you're creating on, like your innovation system, rather than your?
For Photoshop, I've seen something like that. I don't know if it's comment or annotation. Those two are different things. Yeah. I believe it was annotation.
Good enough. As long as
it'll go on Photoshop saying this will change, or even on the connector itself. When the image that you're working on Photoshop is updated to a different version while you're working on it, they'll give you a notification on Photoshop saying, oh, you don't have to wait. So all these things are well integrated. By the way, all these things, buttons I'm pressing, different actions I'm doing, they're all based on the API that's available for anyone to use. It's a simple REST API, and you can see what you can think of what you can do with those APIs. You can integrate it with your current system, whatever system you have. automatically upload an image to Content Hub, like this action is triggered on a different platform. All those kind of stuff can be done. Every button I'm pressing is just using the API that I access. So I'm going to submit this for approval. And as a reviewer, I go to the page. And I'm just going to review. And I already have computer vision APIs tagging all salad on the page, which is accurate. Food, stuff like that. I can approve it this time. I don't see anything wrong. I'll approve it, and it'll go into the content section where you see the second one. I uploaded it before this first one, that's why it's on the second one. It's sorted by who created, and this was created before. It wasn't just something. So yeah, now everyone in your organization who has access to the tag social media asset has access to this asset, and they can do whatever they want with it. Download it, create public links if they have permission to, share it with other people, things like that. I'm going to show you a different user. I use these where.
Question on the create workflow. In that process where you're asking for where the person says, I want to crop this image to a certain dimension or space, that previous image of the full size before it gets approved in the content area, is that image available or is it gone after the final approval?
So when you're uploading on the asset, when you're uploading, you get two options. Upload and upload alternative. When you do upload alternative, they'll delete whatever you had before and overwrite it. But if you just upload it, they'll create versions, like Sitecore, right? They'll have versions, the older version and a newer version on top of that, and the newer version is going to be the master, where it's going to be used everywhere, right? But if you change your mind and you have different versions, you can roll back to the previous version, and that becomes the master. So all the public links that we have will now go back to the master, the new master, and show the updated image. Same thing for upload the image. Once you upload it, all those public links are going to be updated with the image. I'll end by showing you a demo of how a different user. So I'll show you what they don't have access to, what they have access to, and why they might have access to one thing but not the other. So yeah. So the type and format range is very broad for Sitecore and digital asset management systems in general. That's what they're focusing on, right? Catering to content creators, which they may be uploading different types of assets. So the most popular industry standard ones all supported. Canon, RAW, those company-specific ones, they're supported. But if it's a really, really niche, type, is a camera that a new company, a new startup, and they have a new format, that may not be supported. But we can still upload it and have different renditions, versions, download, all those good stuff. So I logged in as social media marketer. As you can see on the top navigation, I only see 3 things now. This is because I don't have access to the create page. What else? Manage page where you can do all the admin stuff. All those pages are out of box. So there's an everyone user group, which everyone is part of, and they're only allowed to access the home page, and I believe that's it. And you build on top of that. You start giving access little by little. So I made a social media marketer user group, and I started giving access to the content page and the review page and the collection page. And I started giving access to all the assets. So if I go into the content page, I can still see all the assets that were uploaded. I told you that you can limit how many assets that a user can see depending on their user role, user group. I made sure that this user was able to see all the assets. But there's a rule that I built on top of that, which says this person is a social media marketer. This person isn't need like recipe assets. They don't need to download it, and it might be a security reason for some companies, right? So what I did was for social media assets, all these, I can actually go in, do detail. I can see all these. I can edit. I can download. I can put into. I can show public links, create public links, share with others. But if it's not a social media item, let's say it's a product asset, I want to go into wine. I click it. I can't edit it. You see that edit icon is gone, and even the download icon is gone. I don't have permission to download it because it's not part of social media asset, which the social media marketer user group is not part of. And the image itself is also watermarked with the user ID and the time that they tried to access it. So all these, you can log all these. So this user, viewed this image. This user tried to download this image. You can log all those and have a central command center where you can see graphs of different types of user groups trying to download these kind of assets. And you can really see who's using which assets and which assets are getting utilized more than others.
Do you know if there's an API that you can actually set up a command where you can actually request access to that?
Yeah, so I didn't grant this user, a right to ask for a asset. So if there's a permission setting saying request a blocked asset. And if I give this person that permission, I can actually have a download button, but they won't be able to download it. They will have to request for that. And once an administrator sees the reason, and if the reason is valid and they trust this person, they're going to approve it, and they'll get an email saying that we've been approved, we can download it. And that's all possible. That's all possible via the API. Everything that you do here is accessible by API. Yeah, I think that was the last piece I wanted to show. User groups, permission settings. Any questions?
What's the hosting look like for setting up?
Hosting. So it's all hosted by Sitecore. There's no other options at this moment. You have to buy the subscription, and the hosting comes with it. There's pro version and enterprise version. There's different levels of support, different size and different terabytes of your storage, and yeah, different tiers of services.
It's SaaS.
Yeah, it's SaaS. Yeah.
Which kind of tells you a couple of things. One, it's, that's how the product has roots, and that's probably the model site for it. Yeah.
Where is
Right. Last night, that's a great question. It's a Sitecore user group, and you're right in asking that question. Last night, I installed Sitecore 9.3 on my local environment, and after connecting installing the connector and everything, I went into the settings. You can you can go into the manage page. There's a settings page where you can hook it up to your Sitecore. You can make your Sitecore environment talk to your Content Hub environment. And what it does is it's a iframe of the content page. This page right here, it's an iframe into this, and it gives you one extra button to say, use it in your Sitecore. On your rich text editor, once you install the connector, it'll have one more icon on top. The traditional add image button that goes to your media library, right? There's another button that appears right beside it that links to the Sitecore Content Hub icon. You click on that, you can use whatever image that you have access to. It'll ask for your login for time. See what you have access to, and you can click on it, and it'll populate it with that image. It's a public link that it creates, and it populates it. The reason I couldn't get it for you is this version of Sitecore Content Hub is a little bit older than the current version that's supported by the connector, and it doesn't work. Not this version, but the current version is. And the current version is. And the version before the current version is also. But this is a version before 9.0. Yeah, so.
And to be more precise, the Sitecore X, because this is Sitecore Content Hub. The Sitecore Commons, all of them part of Sitecore DX. One part of it.
But it doesn't replace the media library.
It doesn't. If you install the connector, it doesn't replace the media library, but it gives you iframe into it, and you can access whatever it's shown here.
So what's the upgrade cap for content? Because you're on an older version, but you go to upgrade it.
So I was involved in upgrading part of the upgrade, and yeah, it's depending on how it was implemented and how many custom stuff you have in your system. Usually, upgrading is easy, and actually migrating is easy as well between a development instance and a prod instance. You can create a package just like Sitecore and then move this. Upgrading, similar concept. These taxonomy items are all going to stay, and just the functionalities are going to be on the top. If you have custom functionalities that really utilize something that changed over the version, then you're going to have some work to do while you're updating. Pardon?
There's a dedicated.
Yeah, exactly.
Who handles the upgrade? You just tell content upgrade.
Sitecore is responsible for that.
When you say Sitecore is responsible for the upgrade, do you mean you have to go through their professional services department, or it's just a free thing that they do for you?
I'm not too sure on that. I don't know if they do it for free or
If it's SaaS.
if it's SaaS, yeah, you pay per year. So yeah, not sure on the pricing structure. Yeah.
Call Anthony. He'll tell you. Shout out to Anthony.
Customizations are your responsibility. connector and,
Well, until now, Sitecore did everything, including implementing clients, visual asset management system, like talking to the client themselves, and actually setting up Content Hub for the clients. Now they're opening up to partners like Beltec to implement these for them. So they're changing the model where they used to do it in-house, building, implementing for clients, and delivery. Now they're moving towards partners.
But there's still no way to sell those things, no matter what it says.
Sitecore.
Question of the customer moment at the state fund. So I know that like I is there any other support like uploading scripts to the SaaS application?
So there's a page where you can keep all of your scripts. Just right here. And yeah, you can have your scripts in here, and you can link this to a trigger action. And whenever that gets triggered, whatever script is linked to that will run. And you can make this script do whatever you do.
What language?
Obviously, you can't like any arbitrary code.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I want to ask the people who are on the call questions.
Anybody on the call?
I hope I was loud enough.
While he's checking, got a lot of like technical issues with how it works. Talk a little bit about having gone through implementation.
To make sure that there's
skills that it required actually. We got a lot of partners who may want to embark on the project. They may not know what to establish with the architects, developers, what.
Right. For the projects that we've been doing, we had one solution architect, one developer, and one project manager per project. And of course, there was the support of the Sitecore team that took care of setting up the environment for us and giving us consultations because it was our first and second content project. They really helped us at getting everything set up and getting the goal. Solution architect and developers, they do similar tasks when it comes to setting up the environment and implementing. They can both do the same task, of course, but solution architect will focus a little bit more on how the taxonomy system works and if this taxonomy system even makes sense for this organization. I've seen some organizations adding taxonomies that doesn't make sense for these assets. They were trying to add restricted, non-restricted tags, and you can actually do that with permissions with other properties, and that's what you're supposed to do. And they were trying to add a lot of unnecessary tags, and that really is toll on performance if you have a lot of them, and it's a management nightmare once you start putting scripts to those taxonomy items, right? Different rules, like if this is a media, social media item, run this script, else run that script. And once you have so many of them, upgrading becomes extremely hard. So I've seen
And
those.
make a change as well. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you can see a personalization rules in Sitecore that has 17 blog videos.
Another thing was asset migration. Asset migration is always a headache because the the platform that you're migrating from is almost always there.
Close to goal.
Closer to always. And yeah, you have to use their API, use Content Hub API, marry them together to make it automated process of asset migration, and that usually doesn't work smoothly.
I'm gonna ask you a really unfair question. At what threshold do you manually versus try to script it?
Pardon?
At what threshold of content do you recommend, like manually going through and moving from one to another versus trying to script it?
Like if you have, so we try to do manual for 10,000 assets, I believe. Something like that. Around 10,000 assets manually, because scripting didn't make sense because they didn't want to give us access to their API, their SharePoint server that they had. They just gave us access to just downloading those, so we split up.
That's not a good threshold. They had time to go through
And they,
for months.
yeah, and they're going to spend months and months updating those metadata, taxonomy values, tags. They're going to spend months on that. So I'll say like more than 1,000 try doing scripting. By the way, you can actually mass edit assets. So it's basically Excel where you can go in each line, each row is an asset, and you can set different values, and you can update hundreds at a time, thousands at a time, and it goes into the UI.
I think bulk of the work actually involves upfront creating that Excel file with all your metadata. And then second part, especially with Sitecore, where I communicate that the assets have to be publicly accessible. If it's publicly accessible, the APIs from Content Hub have them fully.
Yeah, so if your assets have a publicly accessible URL, then it's really, really easy to migrate. Extremely easy. You just have in Excel, you have columns, rows, right? Each row is the asset. First column, the URL of the asset. Second column, different metadata. So you have title, description. You can have all of that in individual columns. Have that Excel sheet with thousands of lines of assets. Take that Excel file, upload it, and Content Hub will actually go through it line by line, fetch that asset from that URL, and associate that asset with those values that you have for each column.
Do have a question from, well, who's appearing as yet another Akshay on the call. It's actually Ricky Bauer. I'll out him. So I don't, you can try this. Damn it.
Amazing.
God damn it, it works. Go ahead, Rick.
Wow. It wasn't really a question so much as there was that question about Sitecore helping with an implementation. And I will just say I'm in the process of one of these, and they will initially recommend they do the initial, with a partner, if it's their first time, that they do any implementation before the partner is certified. If the partner can ride along on it, that can move towards quote unquote certification. And then from there, they will, subsequent engagements, the partner can do the implementation. You can get certified before the first implementation, and then the partner can do the work. But they're, let's just say rough numbers, around 100K to do the implementation. And if you want to do the implementation as a partner and have them kind of act as a guide and support around it, they can add in like let's say 10-20K around that to be able to do support with the initial run through for a partner, if that helps.
Absolutely does. Absolutely does. And we're in the middle of the same thing. And I think that, yeah, working with the Sitecore implementation team, especially for a partner the first go around, is going to be really important because so many best practices over metadata that just don't occur to you unless you've done it a while. I'm sure you learned a few lessons.
Yeah, it's so important. You have Sitecore on your hands for your first implementation, because yeah, training is great. I was a 2-week training session in Belgium, and they teach you a lot about the system. But when you're actually implementing it for the first time, you see different new cases, new use cases, things that we haven't seen before. It's bound to come up, right?
Mhm.
And those you really get stuck on, you can actually call Sitecore's SA or developer, whoever is experienced with this, and ask them, what's the best practice on this? How should I solve this problem? And they will really help you and help you learn how to do this, so you can actually do it on the next project and approach it that.
Absolutely, that's great. Thank you for that, Rick, too. Appreciate it.
Actually, I can open side here this one.
You bet.
Very good. Thanks so much.
All right, so I learned a lot there. Most importantly, don't try to go after Vinjay. He's going to create a presentation so compelling it's going to take an extra 40 minutes. So, thank you. That was amazing. It's 14.